You click this video because you either smell bad or you are paranoid that you do. One of the main reasons I filmed this video is because of this comment right here. This video is going to go through what you can do to help delay that odor and reduce it. Let's get into it. First off, before we even talk about the body scent, let's talk about the inner body. Quite often, if you have a bad smell coming out, it might be something to do with dysregulation in the inside. So if it's something of particular concern, go and see a doctor. They might be able to help you. But it's always a good idea to make sure that you are hydrated and that you're drinking lots of water throughout the day. And also make sure that you're not having food that tends to produce a lot of odors. Things that are heavy in things like garlic or onions, all these sulfur producing foods that once they get to your intestines, your stomach, they start producing a lot of sulfur, and that seeps out, giving you a certain smell. So just be wary of those kind of foods. Now you may turn around and be like, oh, but I love garlic, I love onions. That's fine in moderation, but just be wary that the more of these things you eat, the more likely you are going to smell. So sorting that sort of internal body space is going to help a lot. I've seen people also take supplements like I'm never going to say this right, hyaluronic acid, which is also for hydration. I've seen people take it. I cannot vouch for it, but other people do. So that's something perhaps to look into. Ultimately, hydration is key and avoiding those foods. Once you sort of got on that bit sorted, we can then move on to the next step, bad breath. Now, these are things before you even get to your dancing or your exercise or things like this. These are things that you need to be doing on a regular basis to ensure good hygienic practices, really. Hopefully we will brush our teeth, but one thing that we could do extra is oil pulling. Now this is something that for a long time I kind of saw and just avoided, or just was like, oh, I don't really like the taste of coconut oil in my mouth. But actually, since doing it recently, I have noticed that my teeth have naturally become a lot more whiter, and also that my morning breath, it's reduced a lot and it's a lot better. Taking that on board, that probably means that in the long term that your general breath is going to be a lot better. I prefer to do this in the evening. You just take a bit of coconut oil, put it in your mouth, swish it around for like 10 minutes, spit it out, and then brush your teeth. But don't forget also that you have a tongue. So tongue scraping or tongue brushing is also going to help get rid of a lot of the bacteria there that can produce the odor that comes from your mouth. Having those things in play and doing this on a regular basis will help for your oral hygiene in the long run, and therefore when you're dancing or you're exercising with other people, you'll have a better smell coming from that area. So we've done the inside, we've done the mouth, let's talk about the body. I'm hoping that before you go, let's say you go in social dancing, before you go social dancing, you have a shower. I would always recommend a couple of things that I do. Number one is I use an exfoliating glove. I don't just use my hand, I have an exfoliating glove that I put on, and I use that to scrub myself. You can use an exfoliating scrub as well, but I wouldn't recommend that using that every day because that might dry your skin out. But maybe once a week you can exfoliate your whole body as well, remove any dead skin cells, and have nice fresh skin. I tend to double wash my hair with shampoo, so I'll wash it once with shampoo, like the scalp, just the scalp area, rinse it off, and then I'll wash it again with shampoo and include the rest of my hair for a second time. And then on the third go will just be the conditioner. But that double wash of shampoo I find makes my hair smell and feel a lot fresher than if I was to just do the one time. I do have thicker, curlier hair, so that might be why that is the case. If you are worried about your hair smelling, maybe try this double shampoo method and see if that makes any difference. Again, so we're washing our body with this exfoliating glove. Make sure you don't miss any crevices, so things like inside your belly button, behind your ear, between your toes. Those kind of areas do need that extra little scrub because they're kind of a crevice, so that's where thin dirt and oils can accumulate. So make sure you get those bits, because whilst you might not think of it, those will also produce smells, especially when you sweat. So make sure you're getting into all the little crevices. And speaking of crevices, your downstairs region also needs a good clean. I wouldn't recommend using soaps, that's generally unrecommended. You can just use water. I tend to use this here. I don't know if there's like a male equivalent. I would recommend especially to just make sure that you are clean down there, because that's again a place where lots of dirt and oils can accumulate. And also, if you have trouble reaching your back, you can get one of these like back exfoliation, back cleaning things where you can just sort of have a little clean, but just make sure that you're getting all of your body with a good exfoliating product. And finally, when you're in the shower, sometimes when you have lots of conflicting smells, your smells kind of come out feeling a little bit confused, or if they conflict, sometimes it can actually smell bad. So just make sure that the base notes of all your smells are similar. So like if you like the smell of coconut, or like your perfume that you use is like more floral based, that all the things that you use have that similar smell, so they're not competing with each other, or they're not making each other smell bad because of the contrast. So we've had a nice shower, we are feeling squeaky clean, we come out. First thing you're going to do is put a cream on your body. I would recommend, especially when you're going to exercise, not a greasy one. I've used like thick greasy creams before, and it's just kind of made the sweat and the grease kind of just feel awful. So if you put a cream on that isn't greasy, that's very light, that will help, one, to keep any perfume that you put on for longer, but two, will also help to emit as light fragrance, assuming again we're keeping that consistency in the smell. And then in the areas that you want the smell to last longer, I would just put a little bit of Vaseline in these areas, here, in the arms, behind the knees, and that's where you'll spray your perfumes, and the Vaseline will help it to stick longer. Same goes for your face cream. Match the face cream and the facial products that you use to your skin type, of course. But also try and pick things, if they do have fragrance, try and pick things that kind of fit the similar vibe that you are going for the whole way. Now my secret weapon, especially when I'm social dancing, is to double deo. Okay, so I use a roll-on, and I use that roll-on first. I don't just put it in my underarms, I put it anywhere that I know I sweat more. For that reason, I will pick an invisible one, and I will use that in my underarms. I tend to use it sort of in this area, my lower back and the back of my neck. So those areas I will just put some on and then tap it in, put some on, tap it in, and then on my underarms I'll put loads on, but I'll let it to sort of soak in on its own. Then I will take a spray deodorant and I will spray. These are all antiperspirants. I know there is a lot of research saying antiperspirants might not be the best for you, but for me I would rather have the antiperspirants, but I know a lot of natural deodorants, a lot of other styles of deodorants do work for other people, so if that's what you want to use, absolutely fine. For me, I use an antiperspirant roll-on deodorant and then the matching antiperspirant spray on top of that. I don't spray the other regions, I just do my underarms. The roll-on is just for the other reasons. Now, one thing I will say is that roll-on deodorant, do not use it when your body is not clean. Even if like you feel clean and let's say you slept and then that you've woken up the next day, do not use that, because any bacteria that has accumulated on your body is now going to stick itself onto that roll-on deodorant, and then you're basically just rolling bacteria back onto your body. That roll-on deodorant must stay completely clean and only be used on freshly cleaned, freshly washed body. The spray can be used, of course, at any time. So we've got our roll-on deodorant, we've got our spray deodorant. I then put a little bit of perfume. I use first off a spray, like a general spray all over me, all over my body. That will also stick to the cream that I've put on my body, and my clothes I will spray with as well. And then I will use my perfume in my sort of spots that I have put that Vaseline on. If you use something like an Arabic perfume, you probably don't need the Vaseline, because that oily Arab perfume is going to last all day. Just be aware that the smell can be really strong, so not to overdo it with those styles of perfume. I did say to spray clothes, but actually if you, even before you put the clothes on, if you use a fabric conditioner, fabric softener with a really nice scent, again going with that same lines, if you're going for floral, go for floral fabric conditioner. If your smells are like more almondy, more coconutty, go for a coconut fabric conditioner. Try and match your smells. But if you can get your clothes smelling really good before you even put them on, then you're already winning. And finally, I will just spray my hair with a nice smelling hairspray or hair perfume as well. So that's sort of like my body done. My teeth are clean, my breath smells fresh, my insides are hydrated, everything's working as it should be working. My body is conditioned and smells good. My hair smells good because I double shampooed it and I've put some hairspray in. My clothes smell good because of the fabric conditioner and the sprays that I've been putting on. So all in all, I'm smelling pretty good. Which leads us on to, let's say just before you go to a dance social or to a workout class or whatever it is, we're going to have no bad smelly food. You can eat, but not smelly food. And then you're going to make sure you have mints and gums on you, and that you have spray deodorant on you as well. And bonus points if you're going to eat, bring a toothbrush and just give yourself a quick zoom zoom before you go dancing or before you go working out. Now, whilst you are exercising, whilst you're social dancing, the next thing you can do is during the social, if you are the kind of person that sweats loads to the point where it gets really wet and you feel uncomfortable, take a change of clothes. You can always just change the shirt, change the vest, whatever it is that you're wearing on underneath, so that your base layer is nice and dry and you feel more comfortable. But if you don't want to do that, you can also just have some like fresh wipes. Maybe they have a light scent to it, and just kind of use that to just wipe off your areas and then spray, not roll on, spray your deodorant back in. Of course, then you can have your gums and your mints, keep yourself fresh all night, and a light spray of perfume, and then to be honest, you'll probably be smelling pretty good for the entire social. That is how you can maintain smelling amazing. It feels like a lot, but to be honest, when you get into the habit of doing these things, it kind of just feels like second nature, and then you end up feeling really good and confident when you go out to social dance and you go and have a good time, or you go to work out with a group of friends, or you go to like a group exercise session or a yoga session, but you're smelling good. Like, you do feel more confident in yourself, and you do feel more, you've come to put your arms up and get close to people. And I think that's really important. A really big part of enjoying yourself is confidence. So knowing that those boxes are ticked, and that you smell amazing, and you get in these compliments like, wow, you smell so good. Like, those are just it's a really nice thing to have, and a nice place to be.